store?
It was, yes, the goldfish.
Oh yeah.
The other one, the palatis.
Platies, yeah.
Yeah.
And angelfish, the kind of black one.
Yeah.
And I said, none of this fish is from here. And he said, no. And he was having like $3, $5.
Yeah.
I don't know because they are playing around with the convertible pesos and the pesos from Cuba, but I saw some Cuban people coming to buy the fish.
Yeah.
And I said, why you don't have a saltwater thing? We don't have the thing how to do it.
Yeah.
And I said, well, according to Carol, you have the best expression there that it is coral and it is built up, you know, with blocks and this and that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I left that idea on him. I guess it may do something.
Yeah, you never know.
So up here is
Got a couple other species of freshwater puffer here. Puffers also too are the same way. They can live in either full fresh, preferably brackish water. As you can see, we have them in full fresh here, or they can live in full salt water as well.
Yeah.
And we've got a couple different strains. We've got the green spots here, which as you can see, they're green with spots. Across here are the figure eights, because if you look at the way the design the spot is, kind of looks like a figure eight track on them.
yeah.
And then across here are the red belly puffers, which they're still a little bit stressed right now, but once they color up, their undersides will get kind of a nice red color.
Cool. Okay, then in this tank here.
Yes, these are some of our fancy guppies in here. These are kind of more the select ones. We actually do have another tank just down the end there. And the medication we have in here, usually when we get our guppies, we like to hit them with a medication, a mix of oxytetracycline, aquaflavin, oxalic acid, Dialox, and there's one more I'm forgetting. Nitrofurazone. There we go. And
Is that basically as a prophylaxis?
Pretty much, yeah. And we usually do that. It's a good mix to have. We basically make like an all-around mixture, because in wholesale it makes life easier, really.
Yeah.
So if there's a sick fish, or fish aren't looking well, we hit them with an all-around mixture so we can take care of it, no problem. Make our lives easier, and so we don't have to worry about using this, using that, using the other. And it's always about trying to get the meds, because usually the problem with meds in the U.S. at least is these companies only last a couple of years before they're shut down by the government, and then you have to wait for another strain of the medication to be created by another company, and it gets a continuous cycle that way.
Have you ever used Instant Ocean's product called Lifeguard?
I have every now and again, yeah.
Yeah, I've used that on the live bears because it doesn't color the water and it doesn't have medication in it, but somehow it's supposed to make everything, cure everything.
Yeah.
Cures ick, cures velvet, cures everything, and it seems to work.
Yeah.
Don't know how it works. They say it has halo shield in it.
Oh.
But that's their own term that they invented.
Yeah.
It's kind of like all those bacteria in the yogurt.
Yeah.
They just make up those names.
Of course.
Everybody has their own name.
So we've got the males up here, and then the females are down here. We usually
We're a little
keep them separated.
pixelated
A lot
because
of people,
light.
like, they'll either just, it's always preference. I'm either going to buy, pairs to sell, or a lot of people like the pairs. Or, if you really want color, a lot of people just stick with the males, because your males have really nice, large, fancy tails, as well as they have a lot of color in them as well.
Yeah.
So your females are usually larger than the males, and then they usually don't have as much color.
Yeah. Well, although from what they originally started out, we're getting some really pretty females, size, color, everything.
Yep.
And these are fancy swords.
Yeah, these are fancy swords, and this is actually what the mix looks like after once we add the medication to the water. This is the original color. It's kind of like a neon green, kind of like a yellow color.
Okay.
And then what happens over time, once the medication starts to wear off, it'll turn this caramel color.
Would that be because of oxidation?
Yeah, just with oxidation, and just with the meds being used up and such.
Yeah.
It turns this color, and it's actually a great indicator for us, because once we see it goes this color, it's time for a water change and either remedication, or the fish may be good to go, or we can put them back on system, clear water again.
Yeah. And then these ones are in clear water.
Yep, these are some of our good guppies here, and as you can see, these are the females now, and yeah, as you can see, nice color on them, nice variance in tail color, also body colors. You have some of the white ones, which are referred to as the blonde guppies.
Yeah. And then I think these ones are tuxedo.
Yep.
The ones where the back half is black.
Yep, those are your tuxes there, and got a couple other different variants in there, you know, with like your cobra tails, for instance, like the ones with, you know, little stripes on the tails and such.
Okay.
Cobra tails, and you've got your neon blues, your blacks, and, you know, so forth.
And then here are...
These are the assorted males to match the females.
Why are they called Phoenix?
Oh, that's actually an old title, sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm the only one who labels the room, and I was a bit tardy this week, I can't lie.
Oh, okay. Well, you can lie. These people don't know you.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Unless you give them my address, right?
I like the Dalmatians and the other ones that in the other side of
Oh, the
planet.
Dalmatian Mollies.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, let's go over and start on this side then.
Well, these are just the regular ones with our...
Yes. These are red lag platies. These
Yeah.
are one of the basic platies you find in the industry now. One of the best. Nice bright color, you know, with the nice red and the black fins. They're very easy to take care of. They are live bearers, so they'll give birth to live young. Gestation, if I'm not mistaken, is 3 weeks, I want to say.
Something like that, depending on water temperature.
Are they now here, or they're still bringing them from the wild?
They're all captive bred now. So usually you have your strain set up in your warehouses where they're being bred, and then, you know, the young's growing. And really, anybody can breed a plat. They basically breed themselves. So.
And are these the ones that got the black tail onto the swordtail?
If I'm not mistaken, that's the case.
Yeah.
They're originally a cherry platy, so all red, through a series of, you know, crossbreedings and, you know, selective breedings actually.
Yeah.
They ended up with this strain.
Yeah.
Then most probably
And they're still close enough in species to breed with a swordtail.
Yep.
Then most probably that in the future we're going to see all different kinds of
Hi.
things because they're being...
How you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Then not in this kind of...
Yeah.
I got the frozen food in the truck.
Yeah, really.
Laboratories make.
Okay.
Yeah, really, as long as you can get, like, if they're similar in gene structure, they can usually do it. Like, for instance, you can always have, like, you know, a mix.
Well, we have a perfect example right up here.
Right there, yeah. The Emperor's live bearer. Now, these guys, they came in actually last night, but those are the males there. And this is pretty much actually what they look like in the wild.
Yeah. And they're a subsection of guppies that are on their way to becoming a species, but still close enough that they cross back and forth easily with guppies.
Yep.
But as you can see, the males have more color than your regular wild so-called feeder guppy.
Yep. And the females are just all bland, all silver.
No color on a female.
Really nice that science can do, you know, even reproduce quite soon all the species from the sea.
Yep.
Wow. A lot of young
Well, with hobbyists, there's a lot of information being gleaned just by the internet. Like a hobbyist will find out something new, he'll post it, somebody will take that information and develop it further. We're learning so much more information because everybody doesn't have to start all over again.
I know. Look at this one. It's so cute. Balloon. They really look like balloons. How big do they get?
Well, let's look at these tiger that go along the row.
Oh, okay.
So we have these here. These are actually hyphen
Actually, we should end this video because we're at 8:33. So these are the high-fin platies.
Yeah, these are the hyphen platies. As you can see, they have your basic platy structure. And as you can see now, platies come in a variety of colors. We've got blues, we've got Mickey Mouse, we've got Sunset in there. And they're called hyphen platy because if you look at their dorsal fin, it's a lot
elongated.
larger. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we'll end this video. We'll see you again in a few seconds.